You've opened the Powers Playbook, your guide to family, wealth, and real estate.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Welcome to the Powers Playbook, a very, very special edition. We have the best guest we're ever going to have on the show. Can't top it, no matter what we do. And so without further ado, we're going to introduce her to you. So she is, many things. She is a daughter, a mom, a sister, a business owner, a director of operations. She is wonderful and beautiful and amazing and caring and the mother of my children. So welcome to the show, Miss Emily Powers.
Hello, hello. Thank you. That was very kind of you. It's very kind.
Had to make sure the intro was good. We got to start off on the right foot here, you know?
Did you practice that?
No. I guess I probably just deliver that now. I very rarely practice or do any of this before you see it. I very much do it in one take and as it comes. So for better or worse, now you know all the secrets. All right, so let's start off. I wanted to have Emily on the show. Asked her before. She finally agreed, so this is cool. And let you kind of dig into the woman that runs everything for really the whole Powers family and everything that we do. So my first question is, how did you end up here with me running Powers Real Estate, and how did that come about for you?
Well, that's a big question. How did I end up here with you at Powers Real Estate? Well, I think life just drove us that way. Life drove us together. How did I actually end up at Powers Real Estate? Well, we had Violet in 2020, and it was the best thing in the world. And I didn't want to go back to work. And I said, okay, well, let's how can we make this work? We have this business that's starting to get off the ground, and Aaron graciously said, why don't you come help me? And so that's the literal path that we took to me joining you at Powers Real Estate. I think it's evolved and it's changed over the years from being more of a full-time position to more of a part-time / full-time mom position. But we're in a good spot right now, and we're here and we work together and it's fun. So.
Awesome.
Does that answer your question, sir?
I think so.
Okay.
We'll dive into that fun part here more in a second. And yes, I would agree. We very much COVID and Violet all kind of simultaneously happened, and it changed a lot of things for us. And you know, I knew you weren't fully happy, and said hey, why don't you run the business with me? And you agreed. And so
it took some convincing. I will say it did take quite a bit of convincing. But
so I wanted to ask you about that, because you were extremely successful in your career. More successful than I was at the same time in my own career. And I think it's safe to say you were the breadwinner for the family. You were making more consistent money at that time, I believe, than I was. And so I just would like to know from you now, looking back, do you think that, was it an easy decision? And do you think even now looking back, did you make the right decision?
Well, did I make the right decision 1,000,000%? 100 times over. Yes, of course. I didn't just gain, I think, freedom for my family, but I gained freedom for myself, freedom to do what I wanted, when I wanted, with who I wanted, which was with my family. Was it an easy decision to quit a salaried position with a guaranteed income, with paid time off, with wonderful benefits? Absolutely not. It was not an easy decision on paper, but in my heart, it was the easiest decision I've ever made. Having the flexibility to be with my daughter, she was 6 months old at the time, and kind of take on this new adventure. Absolutely. But scary, very, very scary. Is this gonna work? What's gonna happen in the next year? What does 2 years down the road look like? Will I be back in a salaried position? That was a very scary part, but was it an easy decision? Yes, because I love you and I trusted you.
I think you made the right decision as well. So I'm glad that you think the same.
Every day that I did. So yes, thank you.
I don't know about every day.
Well, in your own way.
Interesting. This is going to be great. This is going to be awesome.
Aaron likes to tell me what he's done right along the way. So
yeah.
He's proud of himself. I'm proud of you too. It's okay. It's a good thing.
I'm just proud of you. That's okay. I'm just proud of you. And for those of you who are like listening to this or thinking about what she talked about, how she left a salary paying job, benefits. I'm telling you, having to pay for your own health insurance and having to do everything on your own and formulate your own retirement, and it is a lot. But there is nothing that can change the freedom that you're able to get as a couple in return. So I still think we did the right thing, like looking back. But
1,000,000%. I would never change anything about the decision. So.
Okay. All right. So it's now you said you made the right decision. So now I want to work backwards a little bit and say what's been the hardest thing for you? Like what's been the most challenging thing along the way that maybe you didn't realize or that you've, come to realize now?
Well, I think the most challenging thing about working in a business with your significant other is working with your significant other in a business. It's the most rewarding and the most challenging because there isn't a divide really in our personal lives, business lives at all. We don't go to a separate job every day for 8 hours a day. We don't have that separation of, oh, how was your day at work? Or what did you do today? There's no, not to make it sound bad, there's not that excitement of like, oh, I wonder what happened at his job today. Or, oh, I can't wait to tell him what happened today, where I was. So that's it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's wonderful, but it's also the hardest thing because you and I are very similar in our values and our dreams, but very different in our execution. So I like to have my way and you like to have yours, and there's only one way it's going to happen. So it's a challenge to
and that way is
work with you
your way.
I'm sorry?
I said, and that way it usually ends up being your way.
I don't know. I think you're being sweet again, but you often fight for what you want. It's a good thing.
Well, yeah, I hope we both fight for what we believe in and what we want. And then ultimately, I think you probably win at the end, which is how it should be. Yeah,
thank you.
I think it's probably how it should be.
You're right.
What has been, I know you kind of answered the question as far as like most rewarding is also like working with your spouse every day. Is there anything else specifically you would add that's been like the thing you've appreciated the most or found like the most, you said fun earlier, so like maybe the most fun or joy in?
I do think that being able to, so I'm very service based. I like to help our clients. I like to help our, in my previous position, help our guests. It's very fulfilling to me to help someone else achieve their goal. And in our realm, it's helping someone purchase a home or with a transaction of a home. So I think that the fun part, the fun derivative comes from being able to help our clients with our own touch. We're not doing it with someone else's values. We're not doing it to complete or fulfill someone else's vision. It's how we want to do it, and it's heartfelt, and it's genuine to us. So I think that's what makes it fun.
I love that. I do think we have definitely more of a personal touch with how we operate our business and, even the people within it and how we treat our clients for sure. And so I think hopefully people see that when they work with us. And I think a lot of that comes from you. So thank you for
You're
for
good
always
too.
adding
Yeah. No, you're great.
I want to ask you about a few things within the business that I have kind of seen you excel at. The first one is our client events. Just for those of you that have been to our client events or have been a part of the things we've invited you to, the majority of that is Emily. The planning, the inviting, the logistics of all of it. She has a huge hand in producing those for us. What is it that you like about our events so much, and like where does that passion come from, do you think?
I think just creating an experience for someone else, creating something that someone else will remember and say, wow, that was a fun time when we did this, or do you remember when we went to see the movie in this, with Powers Real Estate? Or not, it's not even so much about recognition on our part, but having an experience with someone that they care about is 100% tenfold a reward over and over. And I think that's where the motivation and excitement comes from. Just having fun with the people you care about. That's what it's all about. That's what I feel like that's what life is about, is enjoying moments and time with people that are really important to you. So I think it's really neat that we can bring that into our business and call it part of our business. Not right, not just let's have a party on the Friday, but no, we're making it part of what we do every single day. That's special, I think.
No, I agree. I really like it allows us to be able to get like face to face and see people again. Cause like when we're working with them, we're talking to them, sometimes daily, right? Like all the time. And then the transaction's over and then they go about their life and we go about ours. So the events are really cool because then you get to check back in with those people. And like, we reach out and we call and we check in on people, but it's just neat to see them face to face again. And then, like figure out, and you're right. I for a long time, I've definitely enjoyed experiences and memories more than like things. Because I think you remember the way, like the feelings, the people you were with when you do certain things. And so I think that matters for sure.
I mean, what's more fun, reviewing a resale package to see what your HOA is, or going out and having a drink with somebody that's now your friend? I don't know. That's why it's more important to me. But
yeah, I guess I'd rather go have a drink than review HOA documents. Yeah, I'm with you.
Tough choice.
Yeah, I'm with you. Just for recap, so we just did a happy hour event out in Green Valley at Parkway. So thank you again for setting all of that up for us. It was a heck of a lot of fun. If you were able to make it, thank you for coming. Do you want to tell them what our next event is?
I believe it's June 27th. It's still tentative, but almost locked in. We are going to be renting at a movie theater at the South Point Hotel and Casino and showing Toy Story 5 just for our friends and family. So June 27th, Toy Story 5. Be there.
Yep, be on the lookout for that. We'll be sending invites out through Evite again, and would love to have you and your family if you can make it. Free movie and probably popcorn, soda, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So Toy Story 5 if you can make it with us this summer, end of June. All right, I want to actually one more thing in the business that I wanted to ask you about, which is our newsletter.
So the Powers Presser is just something fun that we came up with as a different way to communicate to our clients, our family, our friends on what's happening in life. It's not something that has a formal or strict format to it, and I think that's why it's fun. That's why I enjoy it. We can celebrate birthdays, we can celebrate events, we can shout somebody out or have somebody write a guest feature on it. It's just a different fun way other than social media, because I'm the first to admit social media is not my forte. It's not my passion. It's something that I enjoy to look at, but I don't really participate in. So this is a way that we can do it that I think reaches a little bit farther than just a regular black and white email.
Nice. So you're a social media consumer.
Very much so, yes. Very, very much versus the other side, yes.
Yes, I think we're all guilty of that. I'm sure we could do better at putting our personal stuff on there, because we seem to...
Oh, we absolutely could.
Seem to do good with business, and then we kind of just stick to... That's probably why, because we're out there so much in business that when we get home, it's like our sacred space.
Sacred or just busy and loud with the kids. Yeah. Sure.
All right, so I wanted to actually transition to kids, since you mentioned that. I wanted to start, so you, growing up, you grew up 3 kids, you have 2 sisters, and your dad was in the military, and so you moved around a little bit. How was that in growing up in that environment? Did you know you were moving around a lot? I was in one spot, right? So I'm just curious as to your memories or how that shaped you. What was that like?
I think in the moment, it was the worst thing ever. You're in 2nd grade and your dad says, "Hey, we're moving." It's like, oh, but I just made a new best friend. But looking back, it didn't. There was no negative effect that I think it had. We've been here in Las Vegas for 27 years now. So this is home. I grew up majority of my life here. When I was young in elementary school, was it fun? No, but looking back, it was neat. I was always with my family, which was the most important part. So,
Okay. Any recollection or anything of him, like being away or being stationed or not? Did that, you think, affect anything with you and your sisters at all, or was like, did you know? or was it just he's away, he's home, he's home?
I mean, sure, when he went away a few times, it was like, oh, Dad's going away for a few months. But my parents always made our family unit such a priority that it was never, it never really weighed on us that much. My mom was so involved in our life. My mom was a stay-at-home mom with us. So it wasn't a huge change in our life. It wasn't something that we saw as drastically negative. So my parents did a wonderful job at making sure we always had something fun to look forward to. That's something that we were, working on. I never grew up feeling that I was going without anything or felt any different than anyone else. So.
Okay. Yeah, I just never really asked you that before, and never have had anyone that experienced the back and forth like that. So I was just curious. But since I've known you, your dad's always been around. So it's been great for me because I love your parents. But I'm just curious if it had any effect on you growing up at all. So switch back now to us. So we have 2 little kids. They're 6 and 4 right now. And how is that, having 2 little kids at that age? One in school, one's not in school yet. You're helping me run a business. I'm here majority of the time throughout the week. How does that balance work for you?
There's no balance. I'll just say that there is no balance with a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, and running your own business. There is no balance, but I also wouldn't trade it for the world. So it's wonderful. It's wild. It's predictably unpredictable, if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. We talk about our control and to control what we can, and we control our schedules and manage where we are and manage what we're doing. But it always changes, and you just have to be flexible, I think, and roll with the punches and understand that they're only 4 and 6 one time. Enjoy it, even though it makes you crazy. Enjoy it, and just live for the moment and love it all.
I love that. Yeah, I've always thought for a long time there is no balance. You can try to find balance, and as soon as you do, something else will change. You're gonna work really hard sometimes and spend less time here. You're gonna choose to spend more time there. You have to take from something. There's no. I think if you're looking for perfect balance, it just doesn't exist. You have to take and prioritize what you need to at that time, and make sure that the other people or things in your life are understanding what you're working towards. Or anything particular that keeps you grounded, that you do to, let's say, get some time for yourself when you haven't had it, or if check me in and you out, or what keeps you grounded, sane, for lack of a better word, to just kind of keep moving forward the next day with so much going on?
I don't think there's one specific thing that I can say keeps me grounded or keeps me sane. But I think the most important thing is communication with you, having a great partnership with my husband. I'm not shy to tell you when I need a break. I'm not hesitant to say, Tag, you're it. And equally, you're never hesitant to step in and say, hey, I'm here. Let's do this, or let me take over for a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think it's communication is key in anything, and it's, no matter how much you do, it's still always a challenge to do it more. It's funny because our kids are still so young and crazy that even though we do communicate, I always find myself wanting to communicate about it more sometimes, because we just we don't always have the time, because you and I will try to have a conversation, and then how long do they let us talk for?
Maybe 30 seconds. And we always joke at home because we say we have extra ears now. Violet's 6, and you don't think she's paying any attention to your conversation, and then she'll come back 5 minutes later and ask you about the entire thing. Mm-hmm. Wait a second. So
yeah, they're always listening and watching. They do what you do as well, which is crazy. But anyways, yes, I love the life and all the craziness that comes along with it.
No, it's fun.
So,
yes.
what are you most excited for? And can you share what our next vacation is?
I'm probably most excited for our next vacation. We leave in a week for a 5-night Disney cruise. How much fun. Neither of us have ever cruised before, right? This will be a first, brand new.
Never cruised.
Somehow Violet, the negotiator, has talked us into a Disney cruise because she's finished kindergarten. I think when I finished kindergarten, I got a hug, but equally I loved it. So Disney cruise, going to the Bahamas. It should be a great time. Yeah.
I think
That's
so too.
probably what I'm most excited for. 6 days away, 5 days away. I guarantee you, if you go and ask anybody in this office if they have a vacation that they're thinking about planning, they're planning to plan, they've got one. They can tell you. I just think planning a vacation is having a vacation that you are looking forward to is incredibly important because it gives you something to look forward to, where you're creating memories with the people that you love. And you can do that in so many ways. It doesn't have to be on a vacation, right? But if I don't take you physically out of the state, you will be at the office the next day. So I kind of have that excuse of I have to drag you away from work sometimes in order to have some time with you. So.
I could see that as truth. Yeah, I could see that. And I do really, that's probably the thing that we do collectively together that I enjoy the most. You know this, like, when we do new things together, like, as a couple or as a family, those are the things I remember the most, like just creating memories and having experiences together. But the reason I asked about planning is because, like, I love going on them. I don't necessarily love planning. And so you do a lot of our planning.
A lot or all? Because I think I do all of the planning, which is okay with me.
I'll digress and say all.
Thank you.
You do all of our planning, and that's why I asked, is there, anything in particular you enjoy so much about creating the plans? I'm very much just on a whim, like we'll figure it out. And so that's why I asked, because I love that you take that on for us, because it certainly makes my life a lot easier.
No, I think that we've established our strengths in vacations, and if you're going to let me plan a vacation, I'm going to plan the vacation. So,
Yep.
But I have a partner now, and that's Violet. So this vacation is very much planned by Violet. So
Got it.
That's fun.
Okay.
It's fun.
So
It's
then
exciting.
Owen and I will just enjoy being there.
Sure.
Very cool. You and I also try to take one vacation a year, just the two of us. And we've been doing this now since Violet was, old enough, like I'd say 9 months or something like that, around that time. Do you enjoy those as much as I do? And why do you think it's important that we do that?
I do enjoy them as much as you do, but I think for different reasons. Okay. I think you enjoy them for the silence and the solitude, and you're not missing the crazy and the loud, which is great. You enjoy them. I enjoy them. I think they're fantastic. So yes, I think I enjoy them just as much as you do, but I think I look forward to coming home on those ones more than you do.
For sure. I would be okay to stay longer.
Always. But when I ask you to stay longer on a family vacation, that's a quick, I have to get back to the office. No.
Yeah. Well,
it's interesting how that works.
I usually say no to extend, the plans are the plans. You made the plans, so I'm just trying to stick to your schedule.
That's the only trouble Aaron gives me when planning a vacation. 9 days is way too much. It has to be 5 or 6.
9 days is a lot. 9 days is a lot.
Yeah.
So.
For you.
Yes, true. But no, I enjoy them. One, mostly because it's time for just me and you.
Sure.
You and I don't have extended time together to actually appreciate one another, or quote unquote get to date each other for longer than a 2-hour period. So for me, I loved our life before kids, and I love our life with kids, and it's fun to have bits and pieces of enjoying each other for each other,
sure,
and not each other for somebody else. And so that's what I really enjoy about them. And I would highly recommend to people, families, couples that are busy to think about doing something like that, even if it's for a day or two. It doesn't have to be a long period of time, but just to have some undivided time with each other and just reconnect and remember, like, why did we start this whole thing together in the first place? Because life gets a heck of a lot busy when you start interjecting career and kids and like all of these different things. So I really like them for that reason. I think it's really nice to reconnect and have time with each other.
Agreed.
And yeah, you miss the kids more than I do during those times.
Fair.
For sure.
So you asked me a few questions ago what I'm most excited for. And that was kind of a twofold answer for me, but I didn't share the second part. I'm not sure if you're more excited about this than I am. I think you might be.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm not sure. Can't tell. Someday it differs. I think we're both very excited for different reasons. But come September, there's going to be another Powers baby arriving in this crazy world. So we're having baby number 3. So surprise.
Super cool. So. Are you excited?
I'm very excited. Yes.
Are you nervous?
Of course. Of course. Nervous about it all. Nervous about, the pregnancy alone is I tell everybody it's equally as exciting as it is nerve-wracking. Mm-hmm. And of course, having baby number 3 it's not easy, right? Being a parent, something that I didn't understand before I was a parent, that now I fully understand. Parenting is the hardest thing you will ever do in your entire life, but it's also the most rewarding. But you have no idea how hard it is until you're in the trenches of doing it. So very excited to have number 3. It's such a blessing, but nervous, of course.
I'm excited. I don't necessarily think I'm nervous, but I'm also not the one having the child.
Aaron doesn't carry nerves in many things in life, so.
Yeah. There's only so much you can control in life, like trying to worry about the things you can't control is just, I seem to let it go fairly easily. I think the times that I worry are when it has to do with other people.
Sure.
I don't worry so much when it has to do with me.
Sure.
So like I worry more for your experience, but like not necessarily for my own, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I'm like, we're going to be outnumbered.
I think it's a great challenge.
You know what I mean? Like there's going to be more human beings on their side than there is on ours. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Let's be honest. It's 2v2 right now, and they already outpower us, and we're 3 times their size. So
that's true.
What's a little bit more?
I like to say parenting, I think, is the most challenging thing you will ever do. I think, yes, it's hard, but I think it's more challenging than hard. I think it's as hard as you want to make it out to be, but it is 100% a challenge, like all the way around. Because their kids are going to challenge you. It's going to challenge yourself. You'll learn a lot about yourself. You're going to make so many mistakes. Can't tell you how many mistakes I've made as a parent, but I'm sure she can. Yeah, she probably keeps count.
She has a log.
But they still love you, and you wake up the next day and get to do it again. So
sure, yeah. I
think it's wonderful.
But we're very excited. So we shared the news with the kids a few weeks ago, and I will say that Violet's very, very, very happy, and Owen is a 4-year-old boy who'd rather jump off the couch than talk about his feelings. So,
is there anything else that you'd want to share? Any words of wisdom? Anything that we didn't cover that you think would be important for people to know about, your story, our situation, the business, just kind of all of the above?
I think that it's just really important to share stories of success where we're just ordinary people. We're not superhumans or superheroes in any way. We're just 2 ordinary people who got tired of working for somebody else and not having control over our lives. And you made the leap and believed in yourself and believed in me enough to say, hey, let's do this together. And now we've been very, very fortunate and blessed to create a life where we have control and as much time with our kids as we want and vacations when we want. Having that sense of I don't know what's the word, freedom in life is something that if you're not striving for, you're missing out. And you can do this. Like I said, we're just ordinary people and we've created an extraordinary life. So it's pretty neat. People just have to dive in and go for it.
I love that. I think we're amazing people.
Well, thank you.
Not just ordinary people. I think we're amazing people. And I think the freedom that you talked about, I think the discipline that we've created has created that freedom.
Sure.
I don't think it's just we don't just wake up and do whatever the hell we want every day.
This isn't by luck, right? This isn't by chance. We didn't fall into a successful real estate business. You worked your ass off for a long time.
Yeah.
You've
Still
been doing
do.
this for 11 years.
We still work really, really hard at it every day. And that's why we get the opportunity to do the other things that you're talking about and create the freedom that we want for ourselves. I think it's been a really fun ride, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here as well.
Sure, absolutely.
When I asked you way back when to quit my job and get into real estate, why'd you say yes?
Because you've never asked me to do something that you didn't believe you could do. So if you had enough confidence to ask me, then I was confident that you had the confidence to execute. You got to take a chance in life. You got to be up for the adventure. You'll really always be wondering.
Very true. Very true. Well, thank you for saying yes.
You're welcome.
Thank
you for working
It's been
so
fun.
hard.
It's been fun. And definitely calculated risk in all things, no matter what you decide to do, right? So I thought, hey, I'm going to go for this. And if it fails, then we'll just go back to doing what I was doing before. What's the worst that could happen?
Hey, you might be there in a year. You never know. Just kidding.
Wait,
Just kidding.
Beware. Are you going to be there?
Just kidding.
Oh, geez. Well, thank you for coming and agreeing to do this with me. I think it's been awesome.
I do think you asked me about 5 or 6 times and you wore me down. So it was fun though. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. There'll be no greater guest on the show. So this is the height of the Powers Playbook, and any podcast episode we'll do from here. And we got to talk about a business, a marriage, a mom, kids. We got to talk about break the news of a new baby coming. It's not going to get any better. It's been fantastic.
Might as well just quit now.
Well, no.
You can be home at like 3 o'clock today?
The people would. No, probably not. The people would miss us. They like to hear from us. So
I think you love to talk to them too. So it's nice.
Well, that's true. That's true. I do love to give back, share knowledge, and all of those things. So do you. You were pretty good.
Pretty good. Thank you. Thank you.
Fantastically great, as I said at the beginning. So we'll just play that part back.
Wonderful.
All right, guys. So as you've heard, we run Powers Real Estate here in the Las Vegas area. If you need anything from us, or you just want to work with Emily specifically, you can. Please reach out to us at any of our various social locations, or you can email us at info@powersre.com. And until then, go out there, make a baby, and the world will be yours. See you next time.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Thank you.